Hari Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namo Namaha Gurave Sarva Lokanam Disha Jebavaroginam Nithaye Sarva Vidyanam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Namo Namaha Adho Brahma Madhye Vishnu Anta Samba Sadasivaha Murtitraya Swarupaya Sri Dattatreya Namo Namaha Saraswati Namastubhyam Varadhe Kamarubhinim Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddharbhavasu me sada Sayishwaraya Vitmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvaha Prachodayad Sayi Ramaya Vitmahe Atma Ramaya Dhimahi Tanno Baba Prachodayad Kridakasa Sadabhandam Santam Anandarupinam Jnanavaham Aham Vande Sadgurum Sri Satyasayinam Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutirayet Hari Om Asmat Sri Guru Charanarvindabhyo Namo Namaha Sakala Devadabhya Surupena Sri Vishnumurti Namo Namaha Hari Om. Now, today we are going to start about Vishnu Sahasranamam. Sahasra means 1,000, Nama is names. Immediately when I say Vishnu Sahasranama, there is always a question to me. Only 1,000 names are available for Vishnu? That's it. When you say his namas are unlimited, Anadihi. When you say his namas are unlimited, is it just limited to 1,000 names? In the Vishnu Sahasranama itself, there is a reference which Vyasa says about it. Rishir Namnam Sahasrasya Vedho Vyaso Mahamunihi. What is that Rishir Namnam Sahasrasya? These are the namas which are chanted popularly by different rishis, which have been picked up. As basically Vyasa has handpicked those namas and has been coined in this Vishnu Sahasranama. So that means there are so many namas. See, always we have to understand one thing. When we say there is a count of 1,000, those days 1,000 doesn't mean it is a number. 1,000 is something like infinity. Supposing you put a child to a room where there are so many chocolates. So what does a child say? There is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of chocolates. So is 100 a number? Or 100 denotes infinity. You understand? 100 denotes here infinity. Same way, 1,000 denotes here infinity namas, where we are taking up some, and like a garland we have taken. Right? So we have put like a garland. Good. Now, let us understand the context in which this Vishnu Sahasranama came. Okay. So from where we got this Vishnu Sahasranama and who has given to whom, how we got this as one of the texts and why we are reading. So we all know there are two itihasas for us. There is one thing called itihasa and Purana. So itihasas, what does itihasas mean? The historical events, I would say historical events. Okay, itihasas means it's a historical event which are recorded and written very well when that avatar, when the hero is present. Ramayana is written when Rama was present, written by Valmiki. Correct? Ramayana is written when the Valmiki is writing Ramayana when Rama is very well present there. Mahabharata was written by Vedavyasa when Krishna was present. So it is very, very significant to say itihasa are historical. I don't agree with the word called mythology by English people. Mythology means like a false story or something, stories written. So I don't agree with that term. I would say it's a historical records and a historical event. And then we have another division, what is called Puranas. What is Puranas? Pura Adha Navaha Idi Puranaha. That is how we define it. Pura Adha Navaha Iti Puranaha. So what is Puranas mean? Puranas are hearsay story. Why it is hearsay story? Probably we don't know when it is written, but it is written when someone was present and someone was there. We just hear it. Say, for example, someone says, Kalidasa has written Meghaduta. Have you ever seen Kalidasa? But that doesn't mean that he has not written it. It doesn't exist. He has written Raghuvamsha. So I know Raghuvamsha is there, but we see the text. But we don't know. We have not seen Kalidasa. So that doesn't mean that such a kapya is not existing. So it is a good reference to say Puranas have been heard by us traditionally. It is through Sanadhana. From traditional way, we hear it, and then it has been passed from generation to generation, generation to generation. So that is the two things what we always have. One is Itihasa, another Purana. In the Itihasas, there are two major Itihasas we know. One is Ramayana and Mahabharata. Now, the Mahabharata is one of the greatest Itihasa. We say Bharato Panchamo Veda. So it is the fifth Veda. We have four Vedas we know. Rik, Yajur, Sama, Atharva Vedas are there. Then the fifth Veda, it has been declared as Bharata. Bharato Panchamo Veda. In that Bharatam, we got beautiful jewels, a treasure which came out of that Mahabharatam. We are all famous. It is very famous that we know some of the jewels. What are this? Bhagavad Gita, most of us know, which has come from Mahabharata. Also, we know Vishnu Sahasranamam, which has been from Anushasana Parva, from where it has come. Anushasana Parva. So, from where it has come. All right. We know two things. What are the other things which we don't know? There is three more things also which came from Vishnu Sahasranamam. I'm sorry, which came from Mahabharata. What are they? Sanat Sujatiyam. There's one thing called Sanat Sujatiyam. What is this Sanat Sujatiyam? What is it? And before Sanat Sujatiyam, there is one beautiful literature which talks about dharma, ethics and all, which is called Vidura Nidhi. Vidura, one of the brothers of this Pandavas, Pandu, and then Dhritarashtra, and then Vidura was the last brother. And he's a very intelligent person, very knowledgeable, and I would say he is very spiritual also, very much. And he is very pious, contented. His life is all about. So that person is giving some advice as counseling to Dhritarashtra before the war has been declared, because when the war was all been going on, so this Dhritarashtra, who is a blind king, who didn't had any peace, was going all around in the night time. So then Vidura was sitting and he is giving him a lot of ethical, moral principles, how a life should be, what you need to be, how a king has to live and all. So the beautiful ethical literature which has come from Mahabharata. So after the Vidura Nidhi, even that great ethical literature was given, still this fellow, Dhritarashtra, who is supposed to be a blind. So when you say blind, it is not physically blind. He is even mentally and also conscious level, he is blind. So that is why the blindness has been included for him. So now this person still didn't had any idea what the life is. He's still craving, and having a lot of desire that his sons and his own generation lineage should rule. So still he is not having peace. So that time, with the grace of Vidura, they started calling Sanat Kumaras. There are four Sanat Kumar, Sanak, Sanakadiyar, Sanat Kumaras are there, four people. So in that, they called the Sanakadiyar and they asked him about, and one of the person who came, they are like small children only, they are very small babies like that, but they are like gurus. So he was called, he was summoned to the court of Dhritarashtra, and he was sitting and he was talking about a beautiful theory and beautiful concept, what is Atma, what is self-realization, which is given in Sanat Sujatiyam. So which is given as an advice to Dhritarashtra. But even after, he was not very much clear and convinced. That is his fate and his karma. And what is the last one which came? So we have four, almost like Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu Sahasranamam, Vidhuraniti, Sanat Sujati. And one more gem which came out of this entire Mahabharatam, you will be really surprised, what is called Shiva Sahasranamam. Shiva Sahasranamam was also from this Mahabharatam. So when does this come? This will be reference to Arjuna, who is doing the tapas, penance. And he wants to get what is that called Pashupathastra from the Shiva. And Shiva comes as a hunter and he is going to hit the pig, and both will try to put the arrows, and then they want to claim it's mine. Then both will have a wage of war. And then he comes to know it is Shiva, and then he starts reciting Shiva Sahasranamam. So that means there are 5 gems or 5 treasure jewels which come out of Mahabharata. So that's why we say Bharato Panchamo Vedaha. It is a big, big treasure from where we got all these huge collections of literatures, which has been given to us. So now, when you understand this Anushasana Parvam is the place where this has been delivered. And this, we have to understand where it is delivered. It is delivered in the war front, correct? By Bhishmacharya to Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira, in Tamil we say Dharma. Okay, Yudhishthira. Now, this has been delivered by Bhishmacharya. So in Anushasana Parvam, when you say, in Anushasana Parvam is exactly that Bhishmacharya is lying in the arrow bed. We all know that he was shot by Arjuna, and then he is lying in the arrow bed and he is almost there, and he has one of the beautiful boon called Icchamrityu, that he can leave his body and he can leave the Sharira when he wants, and he is waiting for the Punyakala to come, and then he leaves. And his Bhishma Tithi will come soon. Okay? So will come soon during this period, this time. So he is always waiting for that. During that time, Yudhishthira, who has waged war, and he was mentally not happy, because what I have done in this war, what I have achieved, because he is a little bit disturbed. Yudhishthira is the elder brother for these Pandavas. So he is thinking, he is not clear, not calm inside. He is a little bit disturbed, and he feels something need to be given as an advice. So Krishna, the Lord Krishna, takes him to the Bhishma and says he is the greatest of greatest person who has lived for so many generations. Learn from him about political administration, about leadership, how a king has to live, king's administration, what is dharma, ethics, and all. So he is trying to listen all those things from Bhishma. Once all the details have been given to him, still he is mentally not happy. He is not satisfied. He is not contented. He is not getting that calmness and peaceness. Still he says, I'm not happy inside. I need to get. So that's why we are going to study. There is one verse says, Shrutva dharmana seshena pavanani shasharvachaga yudhishthira shantanavam punareva vapya bhaja. So after listening all dharmas, he still has some mental disturbance which is in mind, and he says, I'm still not happy, I'm not still inside, I'm not peace. Can you give me some more spiritual advice? That is where Bhishma in the arrow bed start giving this excellent namas to Yudhishthira. So he is delivering these namas at that arrow bed to him. So he is trying to give him all the names, and he is giving the glories of all Krishna. Everything he was telling. All right. So he is trying to listen it, and then he is trying to get all those details in it. So this is how they have this origin, this context of Vishnu Sahasranama comes into Mahabharata. So it is given in the arrow bed. Now, Bhishma has recited this, and it is recited in front of whom? Sri Krishna is standing there. You have to understand that. Sri Krishna, Lord, is standing there. Right? So he is saying all these namas. At the end, Yudhishthira was totally astonished and surprised to know who is that person who you are describing. Who is this person who you are describing? I want to see him. Who is he? Then he says, Yatitam Devaki Nandana Srashtaha. So see here, who is standing near to you. The God who is standing near to you, the Lord standing near to you as a friend, as a charioteer who was standing there, right? Who is that? He is Lord Krishna. I'm not mentioning about all. He is all characters and attributes and all the glories are nothing but his. So then he is getting that clarity that he is understanding that Lord, with him I am standing. Sometimes this is what happens in the human mind. You will be standing with the Lord. Your Maya will make you not to understand that you are with the Lord. You don't believe the Lord. You are interacting with the God. You don't understand that you are with the God. You are with the Bhagavan. And many a times, this is the Maya which always happens. This is the Kali dosha. And if we can understand from the Yudhishthira's point of view itself, when Krishna Lord is standing nearby as a friend, philosopher, guide, right? See, the problem is Yudhishthira and Arjuna, the problem is they have seen Lord as a friend philosopher, right? Rather than a God. They have not seen him in that dimension. That's why they don't even understand him. That's the problem. When a God comes in a physical form, we take him from the physical form only. We don't understand what is the supremacy of the Lord behind it. We are just stuck with the physical form. We are stuck with the physical body. We only relate in that way. We are only in the mundane life. So we are only connecting in the materialistic aspect. Neither we are just on par. We are not going beyond that. We are not trying to connect on the spiritual line, and we are not getting into it. So this is where the problem comes. So this Vishnu Sahasranama will make us go beyond the physical plane to understand the Lord. Right? So Devaki Nandana Sreshtaha, the Devaki Nandana who is standing nearby, we can understand. Who is also a listener, who we can understand. Right? So this is the beauty of this entire shloka. So with that context, with this understanding, so we can understand this is in Mahabharata, which has been given by Bhishmacharya, so to Yudhishthira. But we need to also understand who wrote Mahabharata is written by Veda Vyasa. Correct? So who is Veda Vyasa? He is considered to be one of the avatar of Vishnu himself. We will come to know that through one of the sloham, Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave. We are going to read that slokam also. So there is no difference between Vyasa and Vishnu. It's going to be the same. They both are same. Right. For this famous Vishnu Sahasranama, we have got many commentators who have written it from a different aspect. So the first commentator who has written this is Adi Shankara. So the Acharya, the great Acharya, the Advaita Guru, Adi Shankara has written this excellent commentary. It's called Sankara Bhashyam. Sankaracharya's Bhashyam. Bhashyam means commentary. So in Sanskrit, we say Bhashyam. Bhashyam means commentary. So Sankara Bhashya is written. And also Madhvacharya has written some Bhashyam for that. Ramanujacharya from the Visishtadvaita Para also he has given the clarification on that. All are excellent commentaries. But even before Ramanujacharya, I would say, and another excellent commentary, which is a beautiful work which has been lauded and applauded by everyone, is called Bhagavat Gunatarpanam. Bhagavat Gunatarpanam, which is written by Parachara Bhattar. Okay? It's a beautiful word. Bhagavat Guna Dharpanam. Dharpanam means we all know it is a mirror. Am I right? Bhagavat Gunaha, it is a mirror. What does it mean? If you go in front of the mirror, what the mirror shows to you is you. By studying, by understanding this nama, you go and you stand in front of that mirror, you will see not you, you will see the Vishnu. So that is the ultimate truth. So Bhagavat Gunatarpanam. So it is basically, it is reflecting the gunas of Bhagavan. It is reflecting the gunas of Bhagavan. So he has written beautiful extemporical commentary which has been given. It's also very famous. So we will also refer that commentaries also. So we are going to refer Shankaracharya Bhashyam, Bhagavat Gunatarpanam. And time to time we will also refer to Mahabharatam, Vishnu Puranam, which is also written by Vyasa's father. Okay. So Parachara Bhattar. Sorry, Parachara. We will come to the lineage of that little later. I will tell you what is the lineage, from where it started and how it is going. We will come to those slokas. So on that we will understand that lineage also. Okay. So Parachara. So Vishnu Sahasranamam, Vishnu Purana, which has been referred here also. And also, we will also refer to some of the things from Mahabharata. When Shankaracharya wrote, this is one of the things from the academic perspective, everyone is trying to understand how from the literature point of view. What is the dates for Bhagavata Purana? Because in Adi Shankara's Shankara Bhashyam, where we can see Mahabharata reference and Vishnu Purana reference, but no Bhagavata reference is given. You see that Bhagavata Purana reference was not given. So there is one question about whether Bhagavata Purana was before or after. Maybe they have made it or edited it, something what has happened, because there is no citation from Adi Shankara to Bhagavata Purana. Though we say Bhagavata Purana is one of the Purana, right? Out of the 18 Purana, Bhagavata Purana is also there, which talks about all the avatars of Vishnu. So we don't know whether what has happened, what is academically, what was not there, and what has been added. That is something which is still a debate. For an academic purpose, they are still trying to understand. But when Adi Shankara wrote, there is no reference for Bhagavata Purana. But what the others, when they wrote, they have always referred all the other Puranas, including Bhagavata. So then and there, whenever it is possible, we will also bring those Bhagavata Purana. And also one of the beautiful literature which is available in Kerala, one of the temple called Guruvayur. In Guruvayur, it is very famous to hear there is one of the sloka literature called Narayaniyam. Okay, Melpattur Narayana Bhattatri, who is a person who has written this book. It is in Dashakam. Dashakam means 10 verses. Okay, 10 verses. And he has written 100 verses, 100 slokas. And beautiful, not 100 chapters of 100 times 10, it is 1000 verses out of. So this 1,000 is concise version of Bhagavata Purana. So that is the important significance of that. An excellent literature which has been written, beautiful Sanskrit. The usage of Sanskrits are beautiful. And some of the words when you read and in Narayaniyam, you will start crying about the Krishna Leelas and all. The way you will get involved with the way that he has written, and he talks about the, it will definitely bring you more ecstasy and all. So that's one of the famous literature. So we will, time to time, when we have some time, we can refer to that. Then and there I will try to bring some notations from there. The beautiness of Lord has to be enjoyed. That's what it is. I would love to bring the Alvar's Nalayana Divya Prabandham, but this is really an excellent literatures where you can always bring beautiful, beautiful understanding, the connection between the devotees with the Lord. You can see it is really written like this. It is written as Nayaka Nayaki Bhava. All right. So the devotees being as like a female, they are trying to find the Kanna. That is what they say. We all are Radhas. We are trying to search the Vishnu, who is the Krishna. So we are all our Radhas. We are trying to dance here. We are trying to search the Krishna. And Krishna is the only Purusha. That's why we say Purusha Suktam for him. Sakastratir, Shampurusha, Sakastratra, Sakasraba, Adi. So he is one Purusha who is there. So we are trying to seek and find him. And through only bhakti, we can try to find him. That's what the Alvars Bhavana singing those songs. It's a beautiful one. Nalayana Divya Prabandham, 4,000 verses, which has been written. Excellent books. So we have beautiful books about describing Vishnus and Gunas and everything. So we will enjoy those. That's why I told you this is a big journey for us. So if you study Vishnu Sahasranama itself, the name will enrich you more about more Sanskrit words you will understand. For rest assured, you can understand more Sanskrit words. That's how I built my more Sanskrit vocabulary, by reading this. And more intricacies, connection to the Mahabharata story, Ramayana, all those things you can be very clear. Even some of the Puranas you can understand clearly. All these things will come to. Okay. So interesting stories for us, interesting context what we have done. Now, is there any reference for this Vishnu Sahasranama? Is there somewhere they have referred? Like, okay, chanting Vishnu Sahasranama will benefit you something. We can always cross-check and find out. So the book what I am trying also to do is a person who is an Ayurvedic scholar by name Radhakrishna Shastriya. He says in Charaka Samhita, Sutrasthana, there is a reference saying that Vishnu Sahasranama can get rid of all type of jwaras. Imagine those days, every disease is classified under some jwaras. Okay, so every diseases, whatever the jwaras you have, by reciting Vishnu Sahasranama, he says you can get rid of jwaras. Also, there is one more beautiful reference in same Charaka Samhita. Those days, there is one thing called Bhanda. So, Bhanda is a place where, what do you mean by say, difficult pregnancy cases will be taken into those places. Okay, so that's a place where they will go for when the mother is struggling, when you have a child we have all those complications in the pregnancies, right? So those days, that room where the delivery has to be happen. So when the pregnant woman was taken into there, those days they say there will be minimum at 12 to 20 pandits who will be sitting on that room and chanting Vishnu Sahasranama till the delivery of baby is done. So you can understand, even for the pregnancy, the difficulty in the pregnancy, the problems in pregnancies are also being cleared or warded off by chanting Vishnu Sahasranama. Okay, so we can understand how Vishnu Sahasranama has given a lot of impact to us. On top of it, there is one thing called Hora Shastra, which is for Jyotisham, right? We all know there is one thing called Jyotisham. Now, in the Hora Shastra, so one of the famous Hora Shastra, one of the oldest Hora Shastra is called Paranchara Hora Shastra. In the Paranchara Hora Shastra, he refers, if there is any problem with any planets, astrologically due to the transit or something, bad periods are going, bad dasha is going, bad planet influence, dushapanaha, ayur arogya is affected, dhanadanya sampat is affected, all those times, chanting of Vishnu Sahasranama can reduce these problems, can alleviate all these problems, and can give you the mental peace, and you can regain your status back. So this is something which is one of the some of the assurance given by greatest people like Parachara, like Charaka. All this gives a beautiful positive assurance for us that Vishnu Sahasranama has a lot of benefits in for chanting, and gives you a lot of benefits for us in total life. So it is not only for the mundane life, we can also think about self-realization, and also you're thinking about, I want to purify my mind. That is, I want to get into sannyasa. That is, sannyasa krishtamassanto nishta santih parayanam. So you want to get shantihi. Yes, you can do that. You want buddhi. Yes. You want dhriti. Yes. You want anything. All those. It is. I could say it is like a super departmental store from Vishnu Sahasranama. Whatever you want, you can take it. Super departmental store. It's a point, because in Palashruti you will see all those details, whatever given. So that's why chanting this will help you generation to generation. Personally, I have taken a lot of benefits by chanting Vishnu Sahasranama in my life, especially when I am doing my educational journey, when I was having a lot of obstacles in it. I started chanting, have made me to procure doctorate PhD. Personally, I would say that. So I have taken that. So it is all because of the blessings of my guru, who told me that chant Vishnu Sahasranama. So that is how we started doing it. Okay. So this is basically just a context and understanding where Vishnu Sahasranama comes from. And then and there, I will tell you some interesting anecdotes and stories, how the Vishnu Sahasranama has been retrieved back. Okay, so there are some interesting incidents are there. I will let you know all those things, interesting stories. Then it will connect more interesting with that, because each namas have a lot of meaning in it, a lot of stories in it. So we will try to connect it. Some of them with the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Vamana Purana, so many things, Garuda Purana, all those things are there. Then and there we will take that into consideration. Okay. So the first slokam, the first one is Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu Sashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadhanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Beautiful sloka. The beauty of this sloka is chanted for Ganesha, Mahaganapati. Still now. Okay, still now. We do chant this. But the beauty of this, you will never see any word saying Ganesha here. You will never see any word saying Ganesha. Now, that comes to a question, what we are trying to study or what we are trying to understand a God as a physical form, or a God to give us some other gunas. Is it conceptually we want a God, or do we think only in the physical? It's a question. Why we want to think about that? Because when we do a puja or a chanting, what type of guna we want? We know that there are three gunas, which are there. Sattva, Rajo, Tamo gunas are always there. So what is very important is we need to establish in sattva to do any pujas or chanting. So here you see that what type of guna you need, that is how you are trying to bring the concept of a God. That is how you relate with the God. So what type of concept of guna I want? I want sattva guna. So I am more trying to get the God in the sattvic quality. So what I am trying to say, shukkalaha ambharadharaha. Shuklam means white, ambharadhara, two meanings in that. Ambharam means akasha, ambharam means white color cloth. Okay? Shukkalaha ambharadharaha. So this gives you a beautiful word, what is called ambara. Ambara means akasha. Now I am going to tell you, there is one place in Tamil Nadu called Chit Ambaram, Chitambaram. Chit Ambaram. Chit Ambaram means Chit is Manas, Ambaram. So your Manas is Akasha. That's how you are connected. Chit Ambaram, Chitambaram. Correct? It is considered to be an Akasha Lingam. Still we go and we pray to that Shivalinga, that Chitambaram. So Ambaram means white color. Ambaram means white color cloth. Or Ambaram means Akasha. So what is that? White, Shukkalaha, Ambharadaraha. So we are talking about the ether state. Akasha. Space. Shukkala Ambharadara. Vishnu. This Vishnu doesn't mean about a Vishnu what we are talking about. This Vishwaha idi Vishnu. That means the entire universe. Who is everywhere. Okay? So, where do you not see a space? That's a question. Space is everywhere. If you say Ambaraha, a space is everywhere. So you can see the space everywhere. So Shukkalaha Ambharadaraha Vishnu. Shashi Varnam. Also we are giving a color. What is Shashi? Shashi means moon. Moon is white color, so it should be white. Right? Shashi Varnam. Chaturbhujam. Now only we are talking about the physical. 4 hands. But still, we don't know 4 hands could refer to any god. Right? 4 hands. Chaturbhujam. Prasanna Vadanam. So his face is like very laughing. All right? Smitaha. Prasanna Vadanam. Dhyayet, to whom I am praying. Sharva Vighna Upashantaye, who will ward off all my obstacles. Now the question is, why we are talking about white color and suddenly we are praying to it and saying that get rid of my obstacles? What is the connection with the white color to that of a god with the 4 hands and then saying that get rid of my obstacles? So this is something which we need to understand. Right? So how a white color can give me something? So white color is a resemblance of our mind. A white color is a resemblance of a space. A white color, resemblance of a mental peace, a calmness, which can be given to me. And that calmness can bring me down, ground me down, so that I can go down and then be on my own level. And then with that, I can interact. So that what happens? I can myself ward off all the obstacles. So now the question is, you are trying to invoke the guna in you and trying to find. So physically, if you want to find a God outside, you can always connect. Or mentally, you want to invoke the God within you, you can also bring that. So in both the ways, you can feel ananda. So when you are going to connect him from the outside point of view, still the God is with your statue or a picture. The moment you close your puja room, there is no connection between you and your God. Am I right? So the moment I close my puja room, what happened? There is no more connection. I cut. So because It's from the picture I am trying to connect. Physically, I'm trying to connect. That's it. Done. Period. But when I'm trying to imbibe that concept, that guna in me, then he is ever with you. So this is where we say, so the moment you imbibe it more and more and more, what happens? You reflect the Bhagavad Guna, you reflect that Sattva Guna, and then you go in front of the mirror, and the mirror will show who you are, and you will be the Vishnu. That is what says Bhagavad Guna Darpanam. You will become that. Tattvamasi, that is what the word we write. How do you get that? Tattvamasi, how do you get that? To reach that point, you have to imbibe that guna. This is what we call as transformation. Unless I transform to it, I'm not going to get it. So my gunas have to be enhanced. My gunas have to go with that. So if I'm not going to reverberate with my gunas, I'm not going to get. That's what we are seeking in the very first sloka. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. So what he is going to give? Shantam, peace. So when he can give me the peace, when he can give me the mental stability, then other things are going to be calm. So that is what, see, everything comes from your mind. Everything is from your brain. If your brain is settled, you know how to take your solution. Correct? So that's how we connect with the Ganapati, with the Chitti and Buddhi. Chittaha, Manas, Buddhihi, intellect. Chittihi, Buddhihi. So when you connect with these to Siddhi, Buddhi, Vinayaka, what does it mean? When you can connect and bring your mind to a grounded level, and then you bring your mind to a calmness with the Sattva Guna, you know what the answer for the problem. That is the connection what we are getting. So that is what is resembled, or that is what is being given from the first sloka. Shuklam Bharadharam Vishtum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. The next sloka. We'll go to the next one. So in some of the versions, you might have this sloka. I'm not too sure everyone having this. Yashya Dhirata Vaktrarthyaha Parishadhya Parashatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Visvakshenam Tamashraye. So this is the second slokam. And remember, these slokas are not been recited by Bhishma. So these have been later added to make it as a slogam and stotram. These slokas are added later to be in a concise, to make it as a present as a Vishnu Sahasranamam stotra. Okay. So, but when Bhishma told, he never recited all this. I will tell you from where he started. That is there in Anushasana Parva. So these are the interlude, right? So introductions, like Dhyana slokas and all. And remember, one more thing. Here we will have three divisions in Vishnu Sahasranama. The first one is called Purva Bhagam. This is all about the Purva Bhagam, but we are going to talk. For some weeks, we will go with that. Purva Bhagam means all with the introduction, who is in the context, who is telling to whom, and Yudhishthira will question Bhishma. That is a beautiful question. 6 questions he is going to ask. 6 important questions he will ask the Bhishma, for which the answer is Vishnu Sahasranam. He will tell you. And then the Bhishma will give the answer for that. And then from that, he will start reciting the shloka. Okay, so that is from the Purva Bhagam. And then the Madhyama Bhagam, that is where the Namavali comes. All the Namas will come. So that is where your 1000 names are going to be there. The Purva Bhagam with the introduction, who, what is the context, and then what is the question he is going to put. Yudhishthira is going to put the question to Bhishma, and Bhishma answers to that. And then he will say, all these answers, beside other questions, whatever you have, all these will be answered in the Vishnu Sahasranama. That's how he is going to give. And what is the meter, who is the Rishi, who is Devata, who is Chandas, everything details will be given in the Purva Bhagam. And in the Madhyama Bhagam, what we can say as a Namavali, and that's where all the 1000 names will be given. And then followed by Uttara Bhagam, which is called Phalashruti. and it will be ending with what will be the benefit when you recite this sloka. So this is how they pack the entire stotram, and it is given to us. It is delivered to us. Clear? So we are now in the Purva Bhagam in the introduction stage. To understand. In that, the second slokam, that is what I am saying. Yashya dhirata vaktrarthyaha parishadhyah parashatam vignam nignanti satatam visvakshenam tamashraye. What is this sloka? What does it talk about? Now there is also in Vaishnava philosophy, I think mostly Sita. So, like Vigneshwara, there is also a god, correct? Visvakshena. He is a person who they think that he will remove the obstacles. All right? So, Visvakshena. So, this is also about praying to that Visvakshena to get rid of all the obstacles for this shloka. So, what is he? Yasya virada vaktrarthyaha parishadhya parashatam. So, this Vishnu is surrendered by many. There are totally hundreds and hundreds of Gajavaktras who are surrendered by. Who are these Gajavaktras? Because they are called Senas. Okay, they are warriors of Vishnu. They are surrounding him. Okay. And in that Gajavaktra, there is Visvakshena, who is the head, who is the commander of all. Who is the commander? Visvakshena, who is the commander of all these Gajavaktras. Who is there? And he will try to get rid of, because he is the person, wherever there is an enemy intruding, he will try to cut off, right? So he is the protector for the Vishnu Sena. So he is there. He is trying to cut all the enemies. Same way, when there is a enmity, when there is some bad thought, when there is some mental turbulence, which is going to come into your mind, this Gajavaktras and also this Vishvaksena is going to cut those things in your mind and make you peace and calm to recite this sloka. That is what it says. Yasya virata vaktrarthyaha. How he has been surrendered, how Vishnu has been surrendered by all these 100 and more. Also remember, 100 means it's not a counter. Remember, always 100 or 1000 is just not a numbers. You remember it is infinity. Always it is referring to infinity. So as they have been surrendered by these Gajavaktras, and whenever there is any obstacle comes, the Visvakshena comes and he is trying to give the command to all these Gajavaktras to get rid of all the enemy. Same way, oh Visvakshena, try to protect me from all the enmity. All right. So because number one, make your mind clean. That is Shuklam Varadaram. Number two, get rid of all your enemies. What are the enemies? The enemies are not outside. Understand? Enemies are inside. How many enemies we have? We have 6 different enemies. We say Shadripus. Correct? Kama, Krodha, Lopa, Moha, Madha, Mascharya. These are the 6 different enemies what is sitting in our mind. So they are disturbing you. Every minute they are disturbing you. Something is hindering you. So these enemies have to be get rid of. So who is helping you for that? Visvakshena. So Visvakshena will help. So he is one of the warrior of Vishnu who is going to help. And he also, they say that Visvakshena is one of the Nitya Suri. Okay. So there are certain concepts in Vaishnavism. They say that these are the peoples, they don't get any birth or death. They are always with the Vishnu. Okay. So they are always with they are great souls. They are always with Vishnu. Okay. Whenever they want, they will descend to the earth, and then they will not get attached with any of these things. Then they go back to the Vaikuntha. So one of the Nitya Suri is Adishesha himself. He doesn't get entangled with any of the things, and then he just went back. Garuda, Visvakshena, these are some of the Nitya Suris. In Vaishnava Tattva, we say that these are Vaishnava philosophy, and this Vaishnava philosophy by Visishtadvaitam by the Ramanujacharya. Lakshminada Samarambham, Ramanujacharya Madhyamam, Asmat Acharya Varyantam, Vande Guru Parambara. So this is basically how the Guru Parambara for Ramanujacharya comes. So they say that there are some Nitya Suris who live in Vaikunta with Vishnu himself. So these people, they descend, they will do something what they want to do, then go back. They are so gifted that they don't entangle with all the mundane life. That such much purity, they're still there. I also had one of the great Mahan who is also giving a speech. He told even Hanuman comes under that category. I'm not too sure whether it's still been given by any saint or reference, but he says even Hanumanji comes under that category because he could be also a Nitya Suri. Might be, we don't know. That could be some classification what he is trying to give. So we know those things. So these are Nitya Suris who are there. Okay. So Yashya Viradavaktrarthyaha Parishadhya Parashatam Vignam Nignanti Shatatam Visvakshenam Tamashraye. Now comes the next one, but which talks about Narayana Namaskritya Narancheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutirayet. Okay, so I just give that. So what is that? Narayana Namaskritya. We pray to that Narayana Narancheva Narottamam. So he is going to help all the Naras. Who are the Naras? The humans. So we are all the humans. So there is also one of the avatars in Vishnu, not only those Dashavataras what we know, in Bhagavatam there are so many avatars which are given for us. One of the avatara is called Naranarayan Avatara in Badrika. Okay, in Badrika Ashramam it has been written. So Naranarayana Narancheva Narottamam. So he is a Nara Uttamaha. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. So with the blessing of Devi Saraswati, Vyasa, Tato Jayamudhirayet. Okay. So here he says Jayamudhirayet, Jaya hai. A word by name Jaya has been referred here. Okay. So I just want to make this reference here because you should also know when Vyasa has written Mahabharata, what is the name he gave to Mahabharata is called Jaya. He never named it as Mahabharata. He called that Itihasa as Jaya. That's what the reference is. Jaya Mudirayet. Okay. As it has been recited. Now let us go to the Vyasam Vasishtanaptharam Shakte Pautramahalmasham Paracharatmajam Bande Shukhatatham Taponidim. Beautiful, beautiful slokam. This gives you the lineage of who is Vyasa and how he has come, what is the great lineage we have. So to understand the lineage of Vyasa, it all starts from his great-great-grandfather who is called Vasishta. It starts from Vasishta. Who is Vasishta? We all know he was the guru of Ram. Right? So he is called Vasishta, sage Vasishta. So Vasishta's son was named Shakti. Okay, so this is the lineage. Vasishta's son is called Shakti. Shakti's son is called Parachara. Parachara's son is Vedavyasa. And Vedavyasa's son is Sukabrahma Maharishi. You see the lineage now? Vasishta's son is Shakti. Shakti didn't live for a long time. So unfortunately, Shakti had a problem, and I think so he was killed by wolf attack or something like that. So Shakti, the sage Shakti was not living for a long time. So Vasishta was upbringing his own grandson, who is Parachara. Understand? So Vasishta, Shakti, Parachara. Parachara's son is Vedavyasa. Right? Now Vedavyasa's son is called Sukabrahma Maharishi. Sukha means parrot. He's called parrot because his face resembles parrot with his nose like parrot. Okay, so it's a resemblance. Sukha Brahma Maharishi. So it's a great lineage. This Sukha Brahma Maharishi is the person who recites the Bhagavata Purana to Parikshit Maharaja within 7 days. Understand? When the Parikshitu has got a, what is that? He got a curse by a person, he has to die with the snake. He has given that. So Sukha Brahma Maharishi is chanting and reciting, Are, listen to this Bhagavata Purana before you die so that it will be punya for you. So he is trying to listen. That's why we still, when we want to do a chanting, we go with that method of chanting given by Sukha Brahma. He did within the 7 days. That is called Saptaha Parayanam. Still what we do is Saptaha Parayanam of Bhagavatam is only by Sukha Brahma Maharishi's method. Okay, so there are certain temples which is very famous for Vishnu, right? So when we say Vishnu's temple, some of the places are very famous. Say for example, if you go to Jagannatha, right? Jagannatha, Puri Jagannatha. So what type of, they have a lot of aratis they will perform. Correct. Puri Jagannatha, there are a lot of aratis. And there is one temple in Delhi, I think so, where you can see for every 10 minutes once the Lord Krishna was served with a lot of prasadas made with milk. Milk prasadas are offered every 10 minutes once he has been given with a lot of aradhana with the prasada. And if you come to down in the South India, there is a temple called Sri Rangam where there is Utsavam daily. Rapattu, Pagalpattu, Mohini, that one, this one, so many. So that is another Vaibhavas which goes. When you go to Guruvayur, what is very famous there? See, when you go to Pandaripuram, say for example, let us go to Pandaripuram. Let us assume you go for Pandaripuram. What is that? Bhajan is very famous. 24/7, 365 days, you can listen something somewhere. Someone is singing about the Pandaripuram, that Pandarinatha's name. Someone is chanting, someone is singing, someone is doing. And you can listen so many heaps and heaps of bhajan groups will come and they will come and do it. That is the famous. But when you go to Guruvayur, what is very famous there? Don't say that because the payasam is very famous. In Guruvayur, someone in one of the corner will sit and chant Bhagavatam. So Bhagavata Parayanam is very famous in Guruvayur. If you can't do the Bhagavata Parayanam, you take Narayanyam and do it. Because Bhagavatam is 18,000 verses. Mahabharatam is 125,000 verses. Very short one, 125,000 verses. This is 18,000 verses Bhagavatam. That is 125,000 verses. And Ramayanam, 24,000 verses. Correct? Ramayanam is 24,000 verses. And each 1,000th one, the first word, which we can look at it, that is where we have got the Gayatri Mantram. It is Tat Sa Vetur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Yeah, Valmiki Ramayana. It starts from the first one, Tapaswadhyaya Niratam Tha. From that it happens. Every 1,000th one, you can see the Gayatri Mantra's first word, first letter. So that's why it is sitting in 24. Like, because it is 24,000. So 24. So 24 letters. That's why Gayatri Chandas. Meter for Gayatri. See, these rishis, I'm really, sometimes I admire them. Like, I will not say that the word of admiration is a word I can define even. Sometimes I'm like astonishing saying that, surprised how these people can even think about all these things. You know, for generation to stand such a things to be. We don't even know how to write an article in our life, to be very frank. Right? Even not for our own blog. When you read after 10 years, what nonsense I have written. I myself laugh. But these people have written such things for generation after generation, yuga after yuga. If you think Treta Yuga is where the Ramayana is written, now we are in Kali Yuga. Right? You are reading now the same. That relevance is there still, Ramayana. So this is something which is astonishing for us. Why I'm saying is, these are all the peoples, the rishis who have given us the greatest thing. So Vyasam, Vasishtanaptaram. Okay? Vasishtanaptaram, great grandson. Saktihi Pautra, Sakti's grandson. Now you see the word, now from this you can understand the Sanskrit word. Naptaraha means great grandson. Pautraha, grandson. Correct? Pautramakalmasham. Paracharatmajam bande. Son of Parachara. Shukatatham taponidim. Whose son, whose descendant, whose lineage is Shuka Brahma Maharishi. And who is with tapas. Right? With all the greatness he is there. So this is the greatest lineage what you can see. So Vasishta's son is Sakti's son is Parachara, Parachara's son is Vyasa's son is Shuka Brahma. So this is the greatest lineage. So we don't have any direct slokas to praise Parachara anywhere. We don't have any other reference. This one reference says how the lineage has been written. How the lineage, and all these from the Vasishta, understand, from the Vasishta, all these peoples are gurus for us. Okay, so when you say Guru Parampara, Narayanam Bapadam, so you will always refer all these people for Guru Parampara. They are all the greatest gurus for us. So you cannot even imagine what is the contribution done by Vyasa to us. Right? This, dissecting the Vedas and classifying the Vedas and giving to us. Remember, before Vyasa came, so Vedas are all put together. No one knows what is Rik, what is Yajur, what is Sama, what is Atharva. So what he did, he saw a meter, he saw all the Rik Chandas or all the Rik ways of that classified as Rik. With the Yajus, he made it as Yaju. With the sound base, Samaveda. And nothing can be done. All these assorted materials were there, all put together in Atharva. That's how he classified. So he gave that, and also he gave the classification of 18 Puranas to us. And also he gave Mahabharatam. And on top of it, he gave Bhagavata Purana. Such a great contribution done by Vedavyasa. So that is how we are trying to remember his lineage here. Vyasam, Vasishtanaptaram, Saktef Pautramahalmasham, Parajaratmajam Vande Shukatatam Tabonit. Okay. So that we can see that. Now we will see who is Vyasa. The fourth verse. Who is this Vyasa? Vyasaya, Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave. Namo Vai Brahmanitaye, Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Who is this Vyasa? Vyasaya, Vishnu Rupaya. So this is where we can understand, from the sloka we can understand Vyasa is no difference from Vishnu. Alright, Vyasaya, Vishnu Rupaya. Vyasa is nothing but Vishnu. Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave. So what I am going to do, now, see, Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya. Vyasa is in the Vishnu. Vishnu is nothing but Vyasa. So to whom now the Vishnu, the Paramatma, who is in the Vyasa Rupa, to whom I am going to bow down. Vyasaya, Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave, Namo Vai Brahmanitaye. So he is the person who has seen the Brahma. Right? Brahma means it's not about the forehead Brahma what we are talking about. Brahma means supreme. That which is higher, superior. That is called Brahma. Okay, so we are not referring to that forehead person which is Brahma, who is a creator, who we have assigned the creation job. No, not that Brahma. This Brahma is more than beyond super consciousness. Maybe we can relate to that. Super consciousness. So Brahma. So one who has realized that, a Brahma Nitaye, Vasishtaya Namo. So all those people's lineage, I am trying to do my namaskaram. Namo Namo. So because without these people's blessings, I'm telling you, without the Guru's blessings, without these people's blessing, you can't enter into Vishnu Sahasranama chanting. Very important. The Vishnu Sahasranama, because see, remember, when we do a chanting, it's not only for us. It is going to enhance a positive vibration to the entire home. Okay? Entire home. So it is very important. That is how we are looking for. Clear? So it's going to be a positive vibration. So Vyasaya, Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave, Namo Vai Brahmanitaye, Vasishtaya Namo Namah. So that is what we understand here. Right? So we have seen minimum 3 verses here about introduction. Today we have seen the introduction. We have seen the context. We have seen the benefits. What is Vishnu Sahasranamam, why we are reciting it. And we have also seen what are all the, who is the Rishi, who is the lineage, from whom we have got this. Right? Let me finish. Kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhavat karomi yatyat sakalam parasmai narayana yedi samarpayami yadakshara pada prashtam matra hinam tu yad bhavet taksharvam shamyadadeva narayana namostute visarghabindu matrani padabhadaksharaani cha न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व महेश्वरा अन्यदाच्छरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं गदा तस्मात् कारुण्य भावेन रक्ष रक्ष जनार्दन हरिः ओम तत्सत् इति श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषां को ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु।